Okay, so my name is Adjo. This sounds so fucking full, but I'm gonna eat a tangerine. I'm gonna try and be honest with my emotions. And I'm never honest in general, so always putting a filter on what I'm saying. Like if someone hurts my feelings and I get mad, like putting on a filter every time I speak. Like I'm never giving the full extent of how I feel. Even the people closest to me, I'm not honest with. One, I don't want to scare them, and two, also because I feel like extremely hard to be honest and straightforward. It's not even just the honesty, it's the straightforwardness. I'm gonna try and talk about depression and loneliness at uni and anxiety in a way which is authentic to me. I also tried to give some advice, not like a health line, but like some tips about how to deal with the depression and also like being depressed in uni. So there's that. Where do I start? I would say, obviously, I'm in second year now. I've felt depressed for so long that it's almost like I have to just function with it. I don't think it's just being like sad or just being lonely. Like it's so intrinsic in me. Not that I'm claiming it or that I want to be it, but I feel like almost I am trying to escape it, but I can't. A lot of events happened at uni, namely me not really being a Christian anymore, like, lack of enthusiasm for living life, dating a non-believer. So I'm sure he dragged me down to the pits of hell, which I'm at right now, right? Leaving that community, the security of my surroundings and my culture, leaving the security of what I knew to be true. And it's easier, I think, to be in that space where everything you believe, you know it to be true. I mean, you can always justify where you're coming from, and it's really safe, and it's a nice place to be when you're safe and you're like, I'm assured of everything in the world, and I thought I had everything figured out, but I did not. Things have made me think critically about Christianity. I feel like this resonant humming in my being that, oh no, he must exist, but I'm not sure if I'm grappling onto that because it's what usually gives me peace, not necessarily because it's working. Does that make sense? Almost like a spiritual placebo. It's extremely hard. I'm sure a lot of people are depressed, but they're just not saying it. But I feel like when I try to do work, it never is good enough. I'm never going to be good enough. As I was saying, the apex of when this really came to the deepest decline of my mental health, feeling extremely suicidal, like fantasizing about how I want to die and feeling like, do you know what, I just can't wait. I can't wait till I'm done. And it wasn't like necessarily bad things were happening. It was just this feeling of there's no point being alive and there's no point trying. Life is boring. And not boring in the sense that I want adventures, like I'm not in Jumanji, but almost like nothing matters at all, like regardless of what I do. And also I feel very stuck in my socioeconomic position. Like it doesn't matter because I'm not going to be a millionaire or billionaire, so my life's not really going to change. I'm just going to be stuck in 9 to 5 for the rest of my life, and genuinely that depresses me very deeply. It's quite frightening. It's terrifying. It was that, and then feeling like I don't know what I want to do with my life, which was just, it was the fact that I have very low self-esteem. I don't know where that derives from. I could say it derives from my childhood, but I've got time to improve it. So it's like I don't want to put all the credibility on my childhood when like I'm living in the now, so I can actively change it. But I'm also aware that my childhood has played a very huge part of how I see myself. I always felt like I was never beautiful enough. I was never the pretty one. You know that story in the Bible, Leah and Rachel? And they talk about like Leah being the older sister who's like got the lazy eye and stuff like that. That's how I felt, and I didn't want to feel like that. Not valued, not wanted around, always living in perpetual fear that like I'm not good enough. I think it's placed my identity as well, like not knowing who I am and placing my worth in my grades. Just that fear of just having a normal life, like I'm going to be stuck here, I'm going to buy that one car, I'm going to have a house, I'm going to have kids, and then I'm going to be stuck. And that's like another thing. And then it's like you're not pretty enough, you're never going to be pretty enough, like you're not like those girls on Instagram, you're never going to look like them. And also like, I don't know, my knowledge is like a double-edged sword. Like I love learning about race politics, but I also project it sometimes. Like especially like black women, how we're portrayed in the media. Sometimes I know it. Sometimes it's like my own thoughts which are affecting my, like my aura, my presence, like what people think when they first meet me, because I'm already thinking you're not gonna like me because I'm black. You're not gonna like me because I'm dark skinned. You're not gonna like me. Sorry, oranges are really strong. Like,